If this is your first time watching, welcome to the channel. My name is Desi. I am a 40-year-old living abroad.
Yeah. Told him I'm thankful.
I started on this journey back in December of 2025, and it has been such an incredible journey. But I get asked a ton of questions, and so I kind of wanted to walk through some of them questions in this one video to help you guys understand a little better of my process. In December, I decided to go on a 14-month journey in which I would live in several different countries for an extended period of time to see where I wanted to be long term. Costa Rica happened to be my first stop, and I've stayed here a little longer than expected, but I have decided I am leaving.
I'm grateful for the fire, that's what made me. Losing everything, the thing that really saved me. Used to pray for wins, now I thank my L's too. Every closed door pushed me straight into a break.
But I want to give you guys, or I want to answer 10 of my frequently most asked questions. So let's get into it. Is Costa Rica safe for women, single women over 40? Yes. No matter where you are, you want to exercise caution. You want to be mindful. You want to be vigilant. People are very friendly. It is one of those places, if you're looking to date or you're looking to get into a relationship, yeah, there's a ton of different people, but be very careful and very mindful. And if you've lived anywhere, right, nowhere is safe. I mean, 100% safe. Nowhere. But overall, can you go places alone? Absolutely. I've traveled all throughout the country by myself. I've been out at night, I've been out alone, and I haven't had any incidences, honestly. Number 2. What is the cost of living for someone over 40? That is going to vary widely on what it is that you want. If you're one of those people that can live minimal and you do not require a lot of things, then guess what? You can comfortably live here for under $1,000 a month. And that would be rent, utilities, and some light transportation. And a little bit of food, depending on if you're a cook or if you're someone that eats out. For me, I can't cook that well. I'm pretty good at like one-pot meals. I can do that, but for the most part, I actually eat out a lot. Here's the great thing about it. Portions here are very large. So if you get a meal that is $20, $25, most of the time, if you are not a large eater, that meal can last you 2 to 3 days. So around $1,000, and that can take you upward to $3,000 depending on the type of person that you are. But $1,000 to $3,000, you can live comfortably here. Around $1,000, and that can take you upward to $3,000 depending on the type of person that you are. But $1,000 to $3,000, you can live comfortably here. How do I meet people and network? So I found this to be one of the most complicated things for me, because I have entered this juncture in my life where I'm not partying, but I'm also not as youthful as I used to be. Overall, I would say that's been rough for me, so I can't give a great answer for that. What is the healthcare like for older adults? So this was one of the main reasons why I was deciding to come here, because healthcare is actually really good. They do well at preventative measures, meaning that a lot of times you'll get people here from the States that'll come and say something like they're on the borderline of hypertension or they're on the borderline of diabetes because of lifestyle changes, food, and preventative medicine. Most people don't develop full-blown hypertension. And if they are, they're able to get it under control, their diabetes and different things like that. So the healthcare system is phenomenal. The education system is phenomenal. If you are 40 and you have like a 15 or 16-year-old, right? What else? Do I need to speak Spanish? Yes. Yeah. You will need to learn some basic conversational Spanish without a doubt to be able to communicate and to integrate yourself into the culture as a whole. While I found Costa Rica to probably be, if not the most Americanized, like similar to the States of all Latin America. Honestly, we'll just call it a larger Florida. Like in Florida, most of the restaurants you go to, someone's bilingual, call centers are bilingual, like different things like that. So like just on a larger scale, but just say that the primary language is Spanish. So You will meet a ton of people because of the education system is really good here. Most of the people that, finish school, primary school, take a little bit of college, like they're going to be quite fluent in English, but not everywhere. So you're going to need, that will be your responsibility to learn Spanish if you want to integrate yourself into the culture and actually enjoy the experience. So yes. All right, what's the cultural etiquette? So there's a few things that I've learned here. For the most part, women dress very modest. You don't see, like you'll see a few people here and there with tight clothing or short clothing and different things like that, but for the most part it's not. The best way for me to explain it, it reminds me of like the 90s, of how little girls dressed in the 90s. Like there wasn't anything like quite revealing, floral, just cute. You know what I mean? Just cute, innocent type of dress. Another etiquette is people do like to be greeted, so that is a huge thing. And another norm, different. The country is religious, with Catholicism being the leading religion here. How will you find suitable housing? So this is what I want to say for anywhere that you are moving. Do not go on vacation. Decide on vacation. This is where I want to live. Vacationing and living somewhere is completely different. Now you have a few people who will quickly be able to make that adjustment and love it, but the average person will not. And so I recommend doing Airbnb. Costa Rica is one of the countries, if you are a U.S. citizen, it allows you a tourist visa for 6 months. That is more than enough time for you to determine by the 90-day mark, you're going to know whether or not if this is somewhere where you want to stay long term. Because you can go 30 minutes away in the country and the culture is a little bit different. The climate is even a little bit different. Like I didn't know this. I was living in Paracito, which is right outside of Moravia, which is mountains. It rained a lot and it was freaking freezing at night. So that should help you with housing. What transportation options are available? So this will take me back to the question about knowing Spanish. You need to know Spanish if you want to navigate the public transit system. Now, it is not thriving, but it is functional. You have buses, you have a train. You can get throughout the country. Yes, you can. And then you have rideshare apps like Didi as well as Uber. So you can use those to navigate through. But there is public transportation. So you can use that. Are there activities or communities that are tailored to older individuals? Yeah, there is. The one thing that I notice is that there is definitely something for everybody to be, is what I noticed for the most part. Like unless you're going to like a club or something, but more than likely you can go somewhere where they got something for kids and you can go somewhere where they have something that's a little more laid back and mature for an adult. So I like that. What are the legal requirements for living in Costa Rica? That is something that you want to talk to an expert about. There is retirement visas. You do have to have a certain amount of money in your account. You do have to show stability, stable income. I believe you do have to put into the healthcare system and a few other things. That is too much for me to capture in one video, so that's something you need to research. But overall, those are my top 10 questions that I am asked regularly. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Lock in, come back and see me next time. Bye.
Yeah. Told him I'm thankful.